everybody, and welcome back to Modern Monarchy. We are going to be doing a couple of shorter episodes and see if we can get them to be posted once a week instead of once every other week. Because it's just when we can't record, it ends up being a month in between posts. So hopefully this will help that a little bit. So today's episode, we're going to talk about something more current. If you don't want to talk about or don't want to listen to anybody talk about Donald Trump
Here's
and
your
the
warning.
state of the United States, that's fine. You don't have to watch this one.
We're going to suffer too.
Unfortunately, it is relevant right now. But I did want to start this episode by sharing a comment that we got.
We got a comment.
We got
Oh,
a comment.
no. That means it's bad because you giggled at me like that.
No.
Oh.
The comment in question is not bad. It's going to start off with a bad one.
Oh.
So, on Spotify, somebody wrote on the second episode of Harry and Meghan that, okay, this one doesn't make any sense, but a lot of the mean ones don't. It says boring. Okay, that makes sense. You think it's boring. The next part is get a new platform. What?
Like a new streaming platform?
Like First of all, we're on many platforms. Secondly,
Which one?
what? I can't even imagine listening to a podcast and being like, I hate this. You should go away.
I mean,
Anyways,
it's an inside thought.
so that person thinks we're boring and apparently couldn't just turn it off.
I mean,
But
it was a Meghan and Harry episode, which means it was like 3 hours long. So the fact that they stayed that
I don't know what's wrong with them. Anyways, the response from Kate Hall is, don't agree. I look forward to my 2-hour drive to look after my granddaughter. I find you funny and feel you are sitting in my living room. So, happy to see a new episode. Please keep them coming. Kate from Western Australia.
Hi, Kate. We love you.
We love Kate.
Thanks, Kate. Shout out Kate from Western Australia. Oh my God, Western Australia. I'm so sorry.
What were you going to say? Australia?
I don't know. I was just so excited about Kate.
Kate. We love Kate. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you, Kate. And boo, who called us boring. No, that's okay. You're allowed to have your opinion.
Yeah.
Even if it's
we
wrong.
can't get we can't get upset about somebody's opinion that is negative and then also spend hours telling Harry and Meghan that they need to just suck it up.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Especially considering it was a Harry and Meghan episode. So like, yeah.
Yeah, we had to. All right. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the fact that there is supposedly an upcoming visit from the king. I think they also said Camilla might be coming with him.
I feel like I saw something about that and it said Camilla.
Yeah, all the details are kind of vague because I'm not even sure this is gonna happen. It's supposed to happen in April, but let's go over some of the details leading up to this as to why I'm not 100% sure this is gonna happen, and then we can talk about maybe like how we feel. How do we feel about this? Because I have a lot of mixed emotions. So, let's go back to December 2024. You know I love a timeline. We're in Paris. This is at the residence of the British ambassador in Paris, which is
Loving William's uncomfortable smile.
uh,
That looks like a man who's being held at gunpoint and told, smile.
I don't know who decided that this meeting was a good idea. This is so William and Trump meet up in Paris because they're both visiting Notre Dame for the reopening of the cathedral. And in the articles about this meeting, it is said that this was to discuss the importance of the US-UK special relationship. I don't know who who decided to have this meeting, because I don't see Trump wanting to meet up with William in Paris to talk about the relationship with the UK.
Right.
I just feel like that's something he doesn't really care about.
Yes, another white country that mostly leaves us alone.
So I'm wondering if the UK government just kind of nudged William and they were like, "Hey, this guy just got elected. We're going to have to deal with him again. Can you maybe go on the charm offensive and just butter him up, please?" I feel so bad for the royal family. Sorry.
I mean,
this is how they make their money. Because this is their job.
people have done less for more.
That's true.
I feel like is the correct. I know it's normally more for less, but I'm like, in this situation,
They should get paid. They should get paid more. Because like watching these pictures, looking at these pictures is super, I don't know, cringe isn't the word. Uncomfortable. Like,
I was gonna say, I'm getting uncomfy.
I put myself in their shoes and how I would feel if I had to go butter up somebody who is a giant bully on the world stage.
And is also directly tied to our good friend Andrew, who we've publicly denounced.
Yeah, that's another thing, is that when we go to talk about the state visit that they had in September last year, I was watching, royal commentary on YouTube, as you do, and I noticed a lot of people, because they're on television, trying to gloss over the fact that Trump was just as much, or if not more, friends with Epstein than Andrew was. But we have no problem denouncing Andrew on live TV and saying he's a disgusting human being.
So I guess that's where I get confused. Is I'm like, you're so quick to distance him. You've stripped him of his titles. You've very, very publicly been like, this is messed up.
Yeah.
We don't support him. And then in this situation, it's like, go play nice with him because he leads their country.
Yeah. Some of this is going to be a bit of a review from an episode we did last year.
Oh, God.
When Keir Starmer invited Trump over for a second state visit, which has never been done before.
It is my pleasure to bring from His Majesty the King a letter. He sends his best wishes and his regards, of course, but he also asked me to bear this letter and bring it to you. So can I present the letter from the King to you?
Thank you very much. Am I supposed to read it right now?
Yeah, please do.
I will do.
I've got to tell him what your reaction
Well,
is, so I need to know. I need to know.
He is a great gentleman, a great, great gentleman. Oh, that's wow.
Oh, wow.
That is really nice. I must make sure his signature's on that. Otherwise, it's not quite as meaningful. It is. That's quite a signature, isn't it? Beautiful. He's a beautiful man, a wonderful man, and we appreciate it. I've known him, gotten to know him very well, actually.
Yeah.
First term and now second term. Perhaps you'd like to say what that very important paragraph.
Yeah, so this is a letter from His Majesty the King. It's an invitation for a second state visit. This is really special. This has never happened before. This is unprecedented. And I think that just symbolizes the strength of the relationship between us. So this is a very special letter. I think the last state visit was a tremendous success.
It was.
His Majesty the King wants to make this even better than that. So this is truly historic, an unprecedented second
That's a
state
great-
visit. He
great
wants
honor.
to talk that through with you.
And that says at Windsor. That's
Yes.
really something.
Yes. What I haven't got yet is your answer. I do need to.
The answer is yes. On behalf of our wonderful First Lady, Melania, and myself, the answer is yes, and we look forward to being there and honoring the King.
I remember last year watching this and just being absolutely pissed off with Keir Starmer because I was like, this is the most roll over and play dead I think I've ever seen on camera.
And also, like, you can tell to some extent, he's like, you don't understand how big of a deal this is. Can you be a little more excited? And Trump's like, I don't know what's going on.
It's never happened. You should be excited.
Please like us.
That is also one of the videos you could put in a little compilation of video of Trump looking at a document and possibly not being able to read it. Because they hand it back to Keir and is like, you tell them what is said.
Exactly. You read that very important paragraph.
Yeah. I just wanted to see the signature and make sure it wasn't written with an auto pen.
What a beautiful signature from a beautiful man.
Yeah, only a great man could sign something like that.
Strong signature.
So I wasn't the only one that felt and still feels to this day, because Keir isn't much different on this matter. I wasn't the only one that was pissed off with him. Like, he's not even my representative, but if he was representing my country, I would be so mad. Anyways,
that's fair.
Here's Keir trying to explain himself.
It's probably worse.
Our country.
Can I ask you why Donald Trump is getting a second state visit?
Well, because the King has invited him.
The Prime Minister, on the Prime Minister's advice.
Well, he's done something which no president has ever done before.
Well, he's been impeached twice. He's got a criminal conviction. He tried to overturn an election. He slapped tariffs on us. He's trying to annex Canada. I mean, I can see what's in it for Donald Trump. What's in it for us?
They're our closest
The list
ally.
has grown.
Our defence and security and intelligence is bound up one with the other. We have enormous amounts, billions and billions of pounds worth of trade between our two countries. We fought wars together. We faced challenges together.
We fought a massive war against them.
No elected politician has ever been offered a second state visit.
No two countries work as closely as our two countries. The special relationship isn't just a phrase that's sort of useful in history books and biographies. It is the lived experience of how we keep our country safe.
It's
The
the
special
lived experience of
relationship.
how we keep our country safe implies that you're concerned about him having a meltdown. Like, that's a direct acknowledgement of appeasement.
Also, just a direct acknowledgement of, like, we've always been afraid of America turning on us. Like,
Right.
we've been nice to you this whole time, hoping that we would get special treatment. So the list of things that Donald Trump has done, and is the first time a president has done this, that list has grown exponentially since then.
Yeah, because that was
Imagine what-
when?
He invited Trump February 27th of 2025.
Oh, it was
This
25.
interview
Okay.
had to be around or after.
Got it.
The other thing was asking him why we're doing this, and Keir immediately pointing the finger at Charles.
He said.
Well, the king invited him, and the guy's like, listen up, motherfucker. I know how this government works. And the king isn't just allowed to invite whoever over for a state visit.
Right. Yeah, he straight up was like, yeah, at the prime minister's request.
Yeah. So just more yellow-bellied, lily-livered treatment of a situation that needs somebody a little more firm.
It's the fact that nobody will stand up to this guy. Like,
I know. I understand that if there ended up being like a literal war between the US and the UK, they don't stand a chance.
yeah, correct.
I get that. But you guys on the other side of the world maybe need to get together.
Right.
Like, this is an opportunity to have a group meeting.
Without the bully.
I don't know if you see what's happening to our protesters over here, but they're literally killing citizens. We can't do anything about it.
Or we too get killed.
The most I can do is denounce it on my podcast. That is the best I can do. And, maybe someday in the next couple of years, I won't even be allowed to do that.
Probably, honestly, we're probably on a list now.
Probably.
But also, like, I feel like everybody's going to end up on the list at some point because that's how that's how this works. We've seen this happen before. Anybody who has like paid an ounce of attention to history has seen this happen before. Not new.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, no. In terms of like the UK-US special relationship, like, again, a big part of it is like UK is a predominantly white country that has no resources that we really need.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the economy is a
Another-
big one, but like, come on.
I remember from the last time we talked about this that there was another factor as to why this was, I think, almost kind of cruel to Charles, is that Charles is also the King of Canada. And even at that time, Trump was trying to annex Canada, and you're having the King of Canada try to charm Trump.
Yeah.
My thing is, we have known that Trump is not somebody you can rely on with a promise. So I don't know why people keep trying to get on his good side like it's gonna help you.
Right.
Because we're gonna see in a few minutes, it's not gonna help you. So it was around this time that a source told the Daily Mail that Charles was planning on maybe inviting the United States to join the Commonwealth as an associate member. And apparently this was, quote, being discussed at the highest levels. So I guess we were supposed to kind of take that seriously. But as we discussed last year, we don't meet like any of the requirements to join the Commonwealth anymore. So that was A, never going to happen. And B, even though Trump over here says, I love King Charles, sounds good to me, he doesn't know what it means to join the Commonwealth. It has nothing to do with how much you like Charles.
Right.
September 16th through the 18th of 2025, Donald Trump went over to hang out with the royal family for their state visit. He also saw the prime minister, but it's not as important.
This is called modern monarchy, not modern parliament.
Exactly. Modern ministers. Some key points to take away from the state visit. We have protests. I've got 3 pictures here. There's a sign that says the people of the UK do not welcome the fascist Trump. Trump, go away, you vile, sleazy little man. I'm sure the only one that really stuck to him would have been little. And of course, the giant Trump baby balloon that was around for the first state visit years ago.
I love that they brought that back.
It's great. There were obviously other pictures of like Trump with Epstein and stuff like that. Yep.
How
Because
much do you
again,
think it costs to get an inflatable like that?
according to Google AI, it was thousands of dollars, but it has no idea. But you can get a giant 4-foot to 16-foot in diameter balloon from this one website for $664, but it's just a big round balloon. I don't know about custom Trump babies.
Long story short, it was at least $1,000, right? Does that feel like a solid?
It was an investment.
I guess that's where I'm getting at. It's like somebody
They
spent.
could probably sell it to a museum one day.
You're probably not wrong.
Because he is when they were talking about this second state visit, there were people wondering if the baby was going to show up again. He's a big deal.
Clearly,
People like him a lot more than they like actual Trump.
I believe that.
So one of my favorite parts about this state visit is the carriage ride. So they did the state visit at Windsor Castle instead of Buckingham Palace because Buckingham Palace is being renovated still. So they've been doing state dinners at Windsor, which is not usual. But it was super great because Windsor Great Park has a massive wall around it and they can just like shut the door to keep the public out. And then they just did a fun little carriage ride inside the walls. Like purposefully did not want him anywhere near the public because it would look bad and it might make him angry. I had to show a picture of the glorious table in the Windsor Great Hall. Like they had a video on, is it the Royals Collection Trust? I don't remember. There's a video online you can watch, like a sped up video of the staff setting this whole thing up and how they get up on the table with little dusters on their feet to clean the table and they just scurry down the table.
That's phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. It's also gorgeous.
It's very pretty.
Imagine eating there. Okay, so
I
King
would
Charles,
not want to sit at a long table like that, though.
Well, I mean, in this situation, you can only talk to who's ever right and left of you. And usually
Right.
what happens is the monarch is obviously sitting at one end, and they will start talking to like whoever's on their right. And so the rest of the table has to talk to whoever on their right, whoever's on their right, all the way around the table. And then like the next meal comes out, like the next, what's the word?
Course.
Yeah, the next course comes out, and he'll switch and talk to the person to the left of him. And then everybody else has to switch and talk to the person to the left of them.
That feels like a very interesting dinner situation, and it feels loud.
Well, there's a massive carpet. Maybe that does something.
Dampen it a little bit.
Maybe. King Charles and Queen Camilla presented the Trumps with a hand-bound leather volume specially made to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, which I feel like was a present for us, the United States. But
Yeah.
Trump's definitely going to say it's a present for him. They gave them the Union flag that flew above Buckingham Palace on the day of Trump's inauguration on January 20th. So they knew that they were going to be, I'm pretty sure on January 20th, they knew that the state dinner was probably going to happen. And I feel like somebody was just like, just save the flag. Wrap it up.
Right?
Save the flag. We'll give it to him. He'll love it. They gave Melania Trump a silver and enamel bowl. How exciting.
I
And
bet
a
she loved
purse.
that.
Probably. I don't know. I have no idea what that woman thinks ever. She's a blank slate. And a personalized handbag by British designer Anya Hindmarch. And then Trump gave Charles and Camilla a replica of the President Eisenhower sword. I didn't know that was a thing. Anyways. Is that supposed to mean something?
I don't even know what it is, so I feel like... Okay. President Eisenhower possessed several significant swords, most notably his West Point officer's saber and a ceremonial sword of honor from London, both symbolizing his military leadership, especially his role as supreme commander in World War II, and the sword of honoring representing U.S.-UK unity. So the sword of honor was presented by the city of London in 46-47, and the sword signifies his leadership in World War II and the strong bond between the U.S. and the U.K. So I imagine it's...
telling me. Are you telling me?
We basically did.
He gave him a replica of the sword that they gave us?
I think so. I believe that... In late 2005, there was controversy when the Trump administration sought to gift one of these historical swords. Oh, no. This was actually, it says specifically a replica of the West Point saber, which was a ceremonial saber from his time at West Point. So not actual.
Why would he want that?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all, because here, let me pull this BBC article up. The director of the Dwight D. Eisenhower Presidential Library has stepped down after a dispute with the Trump administration over gifting a sword in its collection to King Charles. Todd Arrington, the head of the library in Kansas, resigned on Monday after declining to remove an original sword from the library's collection to give to the king during President Donald Trump's visit to the United Kingdom. Blah, blah, blah. The U.S. State Department officials were seeking to gift an Eisenhower sword to emphasize the importance of the U.S.-UK relationship after World War II. But the director of the library had declined and said that they couldn't just hand over an artifact that was accepted as a donation. He's reportedly offered to find a different gift, including a replica, but the State Department officials continued to request the original sword.
No, I want it.
But, like, which... Because it doesn't directly say. Because now, it didn't answer the question. Okay.
Except for the fact that he was, again, threatening to fire people if they don't give him what he wants.
Well, and this person ended up resigning.
Do people keep saying that he owned several swords in the way of, like, we don't know which one it is?
I feel like that's what it is. And they keep saying, like, it was a replica sword.
Okay.
Cool.
This one literally says he was given a similar sword in thanks by the blah, 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 blah. Buckingham Palace did not specify which sword the king was given. So we don't know.
So in theory, that still means it could be a replica of the sword that they
the
gifted
United
to us.
Kingdom gave to us. I wouldn't doubt it if that was the one.
I feel like
Wow.
that is something that would occur in this timeline 100%. Also, are we going to gloss over how Melania looks like she got dressed up for fucking Easter for this?
I mean, I just don't talk about her in general because I feel like she's on another planet.
She looks so out of place in this photo.
But when she showed up, she was wearing like darker toned clothes and everything, but she had this hat on, one of the ones that she wears that covers her eyes. And I was like, what are you doing? You're going to meet people.
She's not.
They
She's
want to
like,
see
put me in the
your
corner.
face.
Don't talk to me.
Okay, so there's a possibility that we gave King Charles. I'm thinking it's more than a possibility if they didn't tell us which one it is.
Right?
Because the
It
palace
seems-
was like, just don't tell him. Just don't tell him.
Right. Oh, just accept it, smile and nod. Oh my god.
So outside of that, they also
Now-
gave Camilla a vintage Tiffany & Co. gold, diamond, and ruby brooch, which is great. She loves a brooch. This picture, it is Catherine sitting next to Trump, and they are both just grinning at each other, but their mouths aren't open, like lips pressed together, smiling at each other in a very weird way. And I thought it was interesting that there were some people doing royal commentary who were like, Catherine looked like she was having such a great time.
No, that's the face of a woman looking down at a man going, yeah, okay, sweetie.
You're garbage.
And he looks
this
like
is a
he's
woman-
like, it's a pretty lady.
Yeah, he's like, if I was younger, she'd want me.
Who are we kidding? He's probably like, she wants me right now.
Yeah, we have a woman here who's like the embodiment of kindness and loveliness, and she seriously cares about the mental well-being of children. And this man, even if he didn't do everything that Epstein did, is still a creep of the highest regard. Like,
And was very much involved. Like, release the Epstein files. I'm like, come on. That's like,
and if Catherine and William, as people are saying, if Catherine and William are truly behind kicking Andrew the hell out, do you think they like Trump and they were having a good time?
right? Again, appeasement.
She's acting her ass off. Also,
Honestly, Golden Globe Award for her.
it reminded me of like the first state visit. Apparently Meghan and Harry refused to see Trump, which on the one hand, I totally understand. On the other hand, I have far more respect for Catherine, who's actually doing the job that she's being paid to do. You know what I mean?
Yes and no, because I almost am like, wow, at least they like stood for something.
In a way of like, we're not gonna do stuff.
Well,
Like,
were
there's
they
a difference between standing for something and actually doing something about stuff and going like, well, I'm just not gonna go get dressed up and hang out with him.
Well, so did they not go at all?
No, they didn't go at all.
Oh, I thought they just refused to see him in the room, like refused to acknowledge him.
No, they refused to be anywhere near him.
Got it. Because I was like, wow, like mad props to be in a room with this guy and just be like, nope, not even gonna acknowledge you as a human being.
No, I could do that. I could do that. They'd be like, Trump's here. I'd be like, who's that? I don't know her. So, did this all work? Did this state visit work? Did it help the relationship between the US and the UK? Well, after he gets his invite in February, in May is when like the tariffs really start kicking in. And because of the state visit between him talking to Charles and him talking to Keir Starmer, they kind of got him to not put as many tariffs on the UK. And then they also promised that the US would like invest in more UK businesses. So that's cool. The UK also agreed to remove some tariffs because Trump likes a deal. He's like, I'm not going to pile on the tariffs if you subtract some of yours. I'm not going to pull anything away. I'm just not going to add more.
Right.
If you take away more. So the problem now is that Trump is really on the hunt to figure out how he's going to take over Greenland. And many countries of Europe, including the UK, are not okay with that, including a lot of Greenlanders and Americans.
I was going to say, I'm like, we don't want Greenland. Just saying.
I want them as friends. That's all.
Yeah. I love you and I respect you. We don't need your land. We don't need your shit.
So currently on January 19th, because I have to be specific because the news changes every 5 seconds now.
For real.
Currently, if the European governments don't get on board with what Trump wants to do, in February, he's adding a 10% tariff on all goods, and in June, he will up it to 25% on top of what they already have. And the UK is not exempt from this. So,
did it work?
It's like in the moment, Trump made a deal, and then in a few months, he wasn't into it anymore. Surprise.
That has never happened.
It's so weird for him. So, the 250th anniversary is coming up. I have complicated feelings about it. I don't know about you.
I don't have any sort of feelings about it other than, should we go back? I don't know.
Go back to what?
To the UK. So please take us back and take us back from this dude.
Sorry, my brain made it way more complicated because I was like, well, at this point, most of us aren't from the UK anymore.
Okay, fair.
I made it more complicated than just like they used to run our shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be that complicated. We just got weirdly upset about taxation without representation. But now we're like, yeah, go billionaires.
Right now, I am being taxed and not represented properly.
Agreed.
So, this will be the first visit by a reigning British monarch to the US since 2007. How fun. I like little Elizabeth and Philip on our balcony looking slightly awkward.
On our balcony. Also, weird to see Bush.
Yeah. Every time I see George Bush, I'm like, I still don't like you. But those times, as frustrating as they were, because I felt like our government was just absolutely horrible, it seems so quaint now.
Oh, yeah. Now we look back and we're like, remember when we thought that was bad?
Yeah.
I saw a meme that I thought was great, and it basically was like, wow, isn't it a bummer that Green Day wasted American Idiot on George Bush?
Lily Allen wrote a song called "Fuck You" for George Bush,
I
and the
love her
song
candidness.
that still applies. So, here's the kicker. This state visit, should it happen, because I'm not sure about this. I think I've said that. Um, it will probably happen in April. Now, you remember the lovely picture I showed you of the giant table in Windsor Castle in the Great Hall?
Yeah.
Everything is stunning, right?
Stunning.
Stunning. You remember that our White House is under a little bit of reconstruction at the moment?
Yeah.
And he's building a crazy ballroom that is apparently supposed to be 90,000 square feet.
Yeah, because that's what we do here.
Well, that means we don't really have many places to host a state banquet, a state event, which shouldn't actually be a problem because the state visit in the UK only had 160 people, and I feel like we could fit them inside the White House. But instead,
No.
we're putting them in a tent
Stop it.
with porta potties.
Stop it. So we're doing redneck wedding style?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, the tent, I think, was first brought in by Obama, and it was so he could invite like 400 people over for a state visit,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is a lot. Like, do you need 400 people?
You can't
For a
talk to
state
that
visit?
many people.
You can't. I think the tent is not necessary and cheap. I mean, obviously it costs a lot of money because it's ginormous, but it's not a good look, especially when you put it directly up against the state visit from a few months ago.
Right?
We had you in a castle. You had a giant table in the Great Hall of Windsor Castle. We took you on carriage rides, and and you gave us a tent with porta potties. Will Scharf, the White House staff secretary, also thinks it's not a good look, and he works for Trump. So
And not a lot of people are willing to say that kind of stuff when they work for him. So that's a big deal.
I'm wondering if Trump just isn't paying attention to that.
To that guy. That one
Yeah.
guy. Yet.
So, currently, visiting world leaders are hosted in large tents erected on the South Lawn for major events because the East Room is too small. But I still think we don't need 400 people. And then after our state visit, where we bring the King of England to a tent with porta potties, I would just like to say that again.
In case you missed it.
Supposedly later, like a few months later in the year, William's gonna come as patron of the Football Association during the World Cup. It will be hosted by the US, Canada, and Mexico between June 11th and July 19th. So there's a possibility that William could be here for the 4th of July.
Ooh.
Sounds fun. I wonder, though, if he's going to bring Catherine.
Why would he versus why wouldn't he?
I mean, if he's coming over not as like a representative of the UK specifically, but as
The representative for the football club.
because he's coming as the patron of the football association.
Oh yeah, like
it's
maybe
not
he would just
100% that she'll show up. It would be nice. Although I would completely understand if none of them want to come at all, because clearly this whole charm offensive thing is not really helping you guys.
right.
And then the last aspect of a state visit in the United States is guess who lives in the United States?
Oh, yes. Well, our good
Oh.
friends, Harry and
Oh.
Meghan.
Yeah.
Oh.
There have been questions on if the king will fly out to see them. Highly unlikely.
I was going to say, I'm like,
Um,
why would he?
That is a 6-hour plane ride. I don't think he's going to make to see his grandchildren for probably like an afternoon and then leave.
Well, and are they even going to give him access to them? Like, is the next question, you know?
I think they would. I think they like Charles because Charles gives them a reason to exist. Like,
Okay.
you have to. I mean, first of all, Harry still loves his dad. And
Yeah.
it seems like he's pretty bummed that he doesn't have a good relationship with him, but he also won't do the work to make it good.
Right.
And
Well, I guess that's
Meghan
why I'm like,
just
would
needs
they
the
still?
association.
Fair.
Yeah, the other question is whether they would fly to DC to see him, and I highly doubt that too, because I don't think they want to be anywhere near this administration.
Which, if they weren't going to a state dinner a few years ago, they sure as hell aren't going to go now.
No. So that's everything we know about the state visit. It'll be very interesting to see if it happens. Maybe they'll give Charles a fancy porta potty.
I feel like if you're the King of England,
You should bring your own porta potty.
maybe they'll at least go to Home Depot and get something they can spray paint gold and put in the porta potty.
Trump likes gold, though.
Exactly, which is why he would want it in the porta potties.
That's also why they think that Catherine wore a gold dress to the state banquet.
Mm.
They were like, Trump likes gold, wear gold.
I could see that.
All right, we're gonna end this there though, because we just have to quickly go through another episode. So
The people don't need to know that. They don't need to know about the magic that occurs behind the scenes.
I mean, they're gonna know we're wearing the same clothes.
Well, not everybody watches us. Some people just listen.
Okay. Either
But if you're
way,
not watching us, you're missing out on half the content.
it feels very weird to end an episode now, even though we have been trying to do this for like the last 2 hours. And this episode is not 2 hours long. We've just been having a lot of technical difficulties. So if you really like the video and maybe want to hear some more from us, you should like this video. Think about subscribing, turning on notifications on YouTube. I think YouTube has like a hype button now. I don't know what that is. You give hype points to people.
So, Kate,
No?
if you're
You
out
know
there and you're still listening, you could hype us up.
Yeah. It's on Spotify, but if Kate
Oh.
wants to go to YouTube,
Thanks, Kate.
it's okay. We'll still appreciate Kate if she just listens.
That's absolutely every single one of you,
Yeah. Okay.
except
So
those who are
we-
spending time calling us boring.
Get a new platform. The fuck? What does that mean? Anyways. Alright. So we're gonna head out, but we will see you again next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong.
As the Queen herself did with such unswerving devotion, I too now solemnly pledge myself, throughout the remaining time God grants me, to uphold the constitutional principles at the heart of our nation.
I commit myself to serve you all, King, country, and Commonwealth. God save the King.